Hello. Hi, everybody. My little linen ladies for Blessed Sacrament. I'm just doing this little video in order to give an example on how to iron basically the corporals going forward. With a new pastor coming on board, we want to do it all in a uniform way. And so Deacon Fortner expressed doing them a specific way going forward as they taught them at the Athenaeum. So here we go. This is my attempt. I'm sorry for the very amateur video, but this is my attempt maybe to show everybody at one time. The main thing again is the corporal, and we have different corporals. We have the ones that are larger. I think they're like 17 by 17 with the insignia in the middle. We have the ones that are smaller with a red insignia, and then we have the ones that are just a slightly smaller. I think they're 16 by 16 that have the red insignia on it as well. They are ironed. All of them are ironed with the same process. It's just to let you know that if you get a different one, just iron it the very same way. When we iron the corporals, what we want to do is make sure that they're being ironed right side up with the insignia closest to you. And this is how the priest will dress the altar, with the insignia in the end being closest to him. Again, right side up. It's hard to tell sometimes, but look at your corners, and your corners you will be able to tell, because the wrong side will have a stitch in it that's a little bit more, you can tell it a little bit better. So we're going to start with this one that has already been ironed, but I'm just going to take it apart, iron it, and go from there. Another thing that I want to say is I use a steam iron, and sometimes when they're very wrinkly, when they come out of the dryer, I will refresh them with a little bit of mist from my little spray bottle. And if they seem to be some of them are a little flimsy, I will use a little starch. It is not necessary for you to use starch, but if you find they're just too flimsy, let me know and I'll get you a bottle of starch for you to use going forward. I'll be happy to supply whatever you need, except the ironing board and the iron. I can't do that. Okay, so we set the corporal on the ironing board, and you know this. You're better iron more. You can iron better than I can. And I just kind of straighten it out a little bit when it comes out from the dryer. I have a ton of them to iron today because we lost an ironing lady who's been with us and did such a wonderful job. She ironed midway and Wednesdays, laundered and ironed, but they're going to be moving out of the area, so she won't be doing them anymore. So I have just given it a light press. Now we're going to start by taking the corporal and folding it inward 1/3 of the way, and then we'll iron. Again, if it's a little bit extra wrinkly, give it a little spray. Then we're going to fold inward away from you so that the insignia is on the top of the border of the corporal. One of the worries I always have is, did I really fold it in thirds before I started to press? And often I don't. Like this one, I'll have to re-iron it because it's just a little off, a little bit too off, but it's all right. So anyway, and then now you want to fold the corporal from the right side to the left in thirds. Iron. From the left side to the right in thirds. Iron. Flip, give it a little press, and then you're done. That was folds a little slow, but so what you end up having is this iron folded corporal that when we place them in the bursa, the bursa is that pocket that gets brought up with the corporal veil. The priest will pull out the corporal, all of them folded that have been folded the same, lay it down, and he will prepare the altar for the chalice. And then he'll fold down and he'll see that the insignia is close to him. That's exactly how he wants it. And then fold it open. So when it's on the altar, it's ready for the chalice. And this is how you iron the corporal. Oh, let's get it back to how it was. All right. Now we're done with the corporal. And then we're going to, I'm just going to go through the lavabo, which is the hand towel he dries his hands with at the offertory. This one's already ironed. You all have been doing these, and I think everybody's doing these correctly. But in case we get somebody new, I want to have this video prepared for them. And you want to have the wrong side up. The wrong side, you can tell. And then we're going to, remember when you were little, maybe not, you're probably not from my generation, but we used to make fans with paper. And when we made the fans, we just folded them like this. We would fold in, turn in, and flip in. And each time you want to take an iron, 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 iron. And then when you finish ironing the long ways, you fold it, give it a little iron, and you have your lavabo ready. One of the things I want to say is not to worry. Some of the lavabos are not the same size because, believe it or not, if you buy a lavabo at the church store, the supply store, they're so expensive. So we have, on some of them, taken the option to use white linen napkins. They're the same thing and they're perfectly fine. And they may not be the same size. So sometimes you'll end up with not the perfect size. It might end up being halfway like this versus full way. And that's okay. That's all right if that happens. As long as that we have a lavabo that's folded in half, pressed nicely, and they'll open it up for the offertory. Do you ever pay more attention now since you started ironing to everything, what happens to the linens? I do. And when I first started, I was not doing some things correctly, and I could tell when the priest would take them out. But they never make a big deal out of it. All right, and then you have the purificators, and you're doing these wonderfully, which are wrong side up, and then you fold into thirds, iron, fold into a third, iron, and then fold in half so the little cross is outside, iron, and you doing great. All right, now what are these little things? I know you probably like, what do I do with those little squares? They are finger towels. And after communion, Father will go and he'll wash his fingers, and he'll take this little towel and just dab them. And they are folded basically just, into a square, right? The wrong side up, and you fold in half, iron, fold in half, iron, iron, and the little cross is on the bottom. Now there are other little linens that you get that are not quite like this. It's okay just to iron them in half or iron them whole if they're small and send them to us. They're just odd linens that we have for some reason, and we use them here and there to set maybe a little a bowl on it or something. So just, we have used it for some reason. Just iron it the best way you can and send it to us. It's perfectly fine. This is my war room, by the way. This is where I have 22 grandchildren, and they come and they destroy my house. So sometimes I try to keep them contained in a room where they can do artwork, do whatever they want to do, puzzles. But their artwork goes here. Let me show you. Their artwork goes on my wall. Yes. I change it up depending on what they've done. And this is my war room, my war area, where I do spiritual warfare. I proclaim the word any way that I can. I have a ministry called Clay Ministries. I'm a board member, co-founder, and we promote the rosary, consecration, adoration, anything that'll draw people to Christ. So anyway, and then I get to face over here is our Blessed Mother, our Lord, St. Joseph, all kinds of different things, spiritual, so that I can keep my mind focused on the right things. Okay, ladies, I thank you very much. I thank you for what you're doing, your time and generosity to the church. It really helps us a lot, and I know Blessed Sacrament truly appreciates it. I appreciate you, and I hope this video helps you. If not, send me a text, send me an email, call me, whatever you need to do. All right? God bless.